So for this dress we are going to use 2 crochet hook size. I will use a 4 mm for the bottom part and the top part, and for this part here I'm using a 3.5 mm crochet hook. So I will use this weight 3 yarn, and you will need to take your measurement. So to start the dress we are going to work from the bottom and we will go up. So take the measurement around your hips, so that is the measurement we are going to work from this part. Okay, take the measurement around your hips, and then we are going to work with half double crochet. So with a 4 mm hook I am going to start working the chainless foundation of half double crochet. So when you make this, make sure to leave this little tail, so we will need to join our half double crochet at the end of the round. We are not making chains because to be honest, I'm really terrible at counting chains, so I prefer this. So I'll chain 2 and yarn over into the first chain. You have this, yarn over, release only 1, yarn over and release all 3, and you just made yourself a half double crochet. So yarn over again through both these loops here, you release 1, you release all 3, and that's your half double crochet. So you continue just like this and till you get a band with the measurement of your hips. Okay, so I'm making it for a 10-year-old girl, so I'm not going to make it in really big. So you take your own measurement, so it will stretch. So at 14 inches when it stretch, so that will be enough. And before we join here, just make sure to count that to see if your number of stitches is in even number. Okay, I like my stitches to be in even number, so mine here is in even number. So take your band like this and join on top of your chain 2 here. Like that, and see that your band is not twisted. Okay, so we are going to turn. Okay, and we will work with half double crochet back loop. So yarn over, you do not need to chain, just yarn over and into the first stitch itself, back loop only, and make half double crochet, and then you will work half double crochet into each stitch, back loop only. So you'll work back loop only into each stitch until the end of the row. And for this part we will use our needle to join this together when we are done. So when you made your last half double crochet here, you join not in this yarn here, on top of your half double crochet like that, and we will turn again, and we are trying to make this seam a little bit less visible. Okay, so just yarn over and make your half double crochet back loop only into the very first stitch, and we continue like this. Okay, it's the same, repeat again, just back loop only. So again, when you join on top of your first half double crochet like this, and if you pay close attention, our seam is not too visible. So you done the work, and we continue to work just like this. I want this to be a knee length dress, so this will be at the knee, and I'm going to make this like a skirt, okay, until it covers the hips, okay. So use your own measurement for this part, and when we are at the waist part, when we finish this bottom part, we will reduce the size of our crochet hook. And also when you work this part, suppose if you want this skirt part to be at 12 inches, maybe, I'm just saying, so you take your measurement. You will not work the full 12 inches with these stitches only. We are going to add a little bit of details when we're done with this part, with the whole dress. We will add cute details at the bottom of this dress. So I'm going to work maybe, so if I want my skirt to be 12, I'll work maybe up to 9 inches like that, okay. So for this 3 inches here, I will work with the details, so the details will add the extra length required for your dress, okay. So if you want your dress to be at any length, please reduce that length by 3 to 4 inches. So here, this is the length I want the skirt to be, so I'm going to add the details later. So this is the last row that I made with a 4mm hook, and in these rows here I work with a 3.5mm. I did not make any decreases, and you can see that it start to reduce the size, okay. So this is what you are going to do. It will be above your hips, and this will be your waistline until you are close to your bust area, okay. So you are going to keep working with your smaller hook size. You take your own measurement, or you can put this on your self and see where you want this part to go, okay. So just to make myself clear, okay, this will sit right here, and the slimmer part will be this part here, okay. You take your own measurement because everybody has different length and size, right? So take your own measurement and work this part. So I'm going to make at least 4.5 inches of this. I'm making it for a girl, okay, not a woman. So with a smaller hook size, when I get to that, we will switch to the bigger size. If you're making it for adults, then you need to switch to the bigger hook size again, because adults tend to have bigger, this part is bigger than our waist. So, and if you're making it for a kid, then it's okay, you can just go with the same hook size until you finish your dress, okay. If I'm not clear, please write down your questions or suggestions below. I'll try to answer them in the comments. And this is the seam, okay. So here I have 4 inches. As you can see, this will be the under bust area. So at the end of this row, you just secure your yarn needle like this, okay, and divide your stitches into 2. So we will work the bust area now, okay. Divide into 2. You will have 2 equal parts because we started with an even number of foundation. You finish dividing your stitches together. So I made 96 half double crochet when I started here, so I will have 48 half double crochets for each side. So for the first row, I'm going to work 48 half double crochet, okay, and you count yours and you do your half double crochet. And as I was saying earlier, if you're making it for adults, maybe if you needed this part to be bigger, okay, this will be the underbust, so you will need your chest area to be bigger. You switch to your bigger hook size, okay, to the one that we use in these parts here. Or you can take the measurement and see if you need this size, and if you only need this size, you can continue working with that. So I'm making here 48 half double crochet. Oh sorry, it's the back loop only. So for the first row here, you work 1 half double crochet into each stitch until you get to the number that you need. So make the last one through both the loops, okay, so it could be more secure. So here you will need to take the measurement again. I'm not good at drawing, so please don't mind. You take the measurement of this part, okay, of this armhole. So for me here, I will make it about 5 inches. So I'm making a solid of at least 3 or 3.5 inches to be this part, and then the extra length to get to the full measurement here. I'm going to make it for this part here like a strap or something, shoulder, yeah, for this part. So it will look like this, right? So for at least up to here, I will make it at 3 to 3.5 inches, and the rest I'm going to make the rest of the measurement will be this part. So I think you get what I'm trying to say, and you take your own measurement, okay? So if you need it bigger, you can add more inches to this part, okay? So take a stitch marker, I'm using this one, and we are going to decrease from this side to give shape to the armhole. So you don't chain one, just turn your work, or you can chain also at this point. So I'll chain one here, and we are going to make a first decrease here. So insert your hook here and into the next stitch, back loop only, and close as 1 half double crochet. And I'm putting this marker here. When we do the other side for the back here, you will know where to start decreasing. So the rest you can work 1 half double crochet into each stitch, and you decrease again when we are at the last 2 stitches here. So the last 2 stitches here, the one here and the last one, will be in this, so that, and in between the chain space here, that's your end of row 1 decrease, the first decreasing row I mean. And then we will not decrease in every row, so we will alternate with one row we will decrease and the other we will work without decrease. So for the next one here, we are going to work without decrease, okay, just half double crochet into each stitch until the end of the row. So we chain one and we will decrease again in this row. So insert and into the next stitch and close and continue again with decrease. So one thing before we continue, if you prefer a low neckline, then you can use your own measurement, okay? For this part I will make mine at 3 inches. So let's say if you have maybe you need your armhole to be 7, so if you prefer a low neckline, you will do 3.5 for this part, and then you'll have 3.5 for the rest of the measurement also, because we will decrease for this, do the contour for the neck. Okay. So you chain 1, and the next round you work without decrease again, and you continue working just like this, 1 row with decrease and the next row without decrease. So when you get to the measurement that we need, take a measurement right from the first round here, from the first row, until I will make about 3 inches. When I get that measurement, we will do the contour for the neck. So here I have 3 inches, see, and then you will stop decreasing. Okay, when you get to the measurement that you need for this side, we will not decrease anymore. So this is a decreasing row, non-decrease, decrease, decrease. So I'm keeping a marker here on my last decreasing row because I end on a non-decreasing row. So you keep a marker on your last decreasing row, okay, whichever number of rows that you get, because when you use your own measurement, you will definitely have like a different number of rows than mine. So I have 9 inches here, as you can see. So I will work at least 2.5 inch from here and 2.5 from this side. Okay, so I don't know how many stitches will cover 2.5 inches. So the 2.5 inches will be the shoulder strap, so you use your own measurement. Okay, so we will decrease a little, so you can make it like bigger also, because we will decrease from the side to give shape to the neckline. So from this side we will not decrease anymore. So just work 1/2 double crochet into each stitch, and I'll work the number of stitches that will cover 2.5 inches. So let's see, I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, and I'll do the 12th one through the last one, make it through both the loops. So I have 12 stitches here. So when we work this part also, we will do 12 stitches from this side. We will start from this, we will go that way. So you will chain 1 again, turn, and I'm decreasing here in this part. So, and into the next one you make a decrease, and then work 1/2 double crochet into each stitch until the end. Like that, and then I'll just work 1/2 double crochet into each stitch until I have 2 inches from this side, or the overall measurement from here, from the first row of the chest to the last row here, I will have the measurement that I need my armhole to be. Okay, so you take the measurement from the topmost row of this part to the first row of your chest part here. You will need to have the measurement that you need. Okay, so just continue working, and I'm only using measurements, so I'm not counting how many rows I do from here until I work from the other side, of course. So I have 5 inches here, and when you get to the measurement, cut your yarn and secure, and you will leave a tail like this. So you will use this very tail to connect with the other side when you're done with the back. Okay, this will be our front. So you count the number of stitches that you did from here, count, this will be your first stitch, so I will count 12 and insert my hook on the 12th stitch. So make your slip knot and insert your hook on the last stitch here. This is my 12th stitch. So you chain 1 and work half double crochet back loop only into each stitch, or you can make the first one here through both the loops and take this tail with you. I'm taking the tail with me. Chain 1, turn, and you will end your round with a decrease here because we made a decrease on the second row from the side. Decrease. So I finished my second row, so this is the third row I'm working. So you will have the same number of rows from both the sides, so that I mark the third row. So this is the third row from this side. Okay, and when you finish this one, you move your marker to the next row and continue until you have the same number of rows from both sides, and then you will cut your yarn and secure. So this starts to take the shape that we need. So for the next part, you make your slip knot and use your marker. Okay, not the marker that you keep here, you can leave this right here. So keep your marker on the first row of this part, and then insert your hook into the stitch that you, this is the first stitch that you have your half double crochet. So right into this next one here, insert your hook and work your half double crochet. So we should have the same number of our half double crochet because we divided them into 2 equal parts. So the first and the last one for this row, I'm going to make them through both the loops, and then I'll go back loop only. So I will have 48. Okay, continue, I'll see you with the other end here. So when you finish your first row, move your marker onto the next row again. When you do this, you don't have to count again and again on which row you are working. Okay, so this is my first decreasing row, so I'm going to decrease here. So I'll chain 1 and turn my work. So decrease, you will have the same number of decreasing rows as well that you follow this step. Okay, so decrease and then continue and end your row with a decrease again. So when you finish this row, when you complete this part, you will move your marker onto the next row again, and again when you finish that row, you move your marker to the next row and you will work until the last row here that you have here, and you will stop decreasing when you are at the last decreasing row here. Okay, make your last decreasing row the same as this front part. Okay, you chain one and move your marker again to the next row, and we work without decrease for the next row. So it's the same for this side as well. So you move your marker onto the next row again. This is a decreasing row, and you start with a decrease and end your row with a decrease, and continue like that until you are at this row here, and then I'll show you what we will do for this part. So this is my last decreasing row from this side, and this will be the last decreasing row from the other side here. So when you finish making your last row here, which is this one, the last decrease, so you will work onto the next, which is a non-decreasing row, and so here this will be lower, so we will need the back to be a little bit longer than the front. So you will work this next two row here. Okay, I will move my marker to the next row here. You will work the next two row here also without decrease. Okay, full row. You will need, because I want this part of the back to be a bit longer than the front, so it will be right here. So after two rows, 1 2, okay, work two full rows, which means you will have I will have 3 rows after the last decreasing row here. So this is my last decreasing row, so this one is without decrease, so I'll make 2 more. So after that we will do this part. So here I finish my 3 rows, and this is the row from the side. So I will have 1 2 3 4 rows for this part here. So you will do the same thing like we did for this part. So the number of half double crochets you made on your first row here is the same you are going to work here. I will work here about 12 half double crochets. Okay, it's the same thing, only we only raise these 2 rows here. I have 1 2 5, the last one through both the loops, and then I will chain 1. So I will move my marker onto the next one, because we if you count the number of rows we will have the same from this side and this side. Okay, count from here, from the first row of the back and front until the very last row here, we will need to have the same. So I chain 1, so turn, and we did 1 decrease from this part here, so I'm going to work 1 decrease here, and continue. So cut your yarn and leave a tail long enough for you to join these 2 shoulders together. Secure, and you will count the same number of stitches again as the first row here. So I'm counting 12, so I'm moving my marker to this side. So you will make a decrease from this side. and you complete the last rows here. After that we will join the parts together. So when you finish this side, don't cut your yarn. Okay, so choose your right side. Both sides looks the same. So if this is your right side, then you can go ahead and join, and if it's the other side, you can just turn. So I'm turning it. So insert your hook on your first stitch from this side, take that loop, chain 1 and join this part with slip stitches. Okay, insert from your next stitch and next stitch from the other side, slip stitch. So you cut your yarn and secure. So use your needle to weave in these ends, and from the other side I already left a tail here, so I will use that tail. So insert your hook and I will pull this tail, chain 1, and then I'll do the same slip stitches into each stitch. Okay, so I'm going to work single crochets around the neckline to make it even. Chain 1 and make 1 single crochet into each stitch. So from the shoulder side I will do 1 single crochet into each round of half double crochet. And then from the front 1 single crochet into each stitch, and when you are at the shoulder part you do what we did here, 1 single crochet into each row of half double crochet, and then continue and join here. This is your first single crochet. Behind your first single crochet insert your hook like that and pull that loop and cut my yarn, or if you like you can continue working 1 more or 2 more rounds here, and we will do 1 single crochet or 2 single crochet rounds as per your preference around the sleeve here also. I will just do 1 single crochet into each half double crochet round, chain 1, single crochet, and then into one round of half double crochet I will make one single crochet. So if you use a bigger hook in this part, you use the same hook in this part also. Don't pull too tight, okay? So I'll do one here in the seam, and then I'll continue. So the same way, just like that until the end. And when you join, you do the same way like we did on the neckline. So this is your single crochet. So behind that, take that loop and cut your yarn and secure. So you will do the same with the other sleeve, okay? So for the little details here, you switch back to your previous or bigger crochet hook. So from the back side, this will be the back. Insert into one of the stitch here, chain 3, and the chain 3 will count as your first double crochet. After you made your chain 3, this is the stitch before your chain 3. Go into that stitch and make your double crochet. So if you need, you can keep your marker right here in the chain 3. This is the space where we are going to join our last stitch together, right here on top of this chain 3, not the double crochet, okay? And if you don't need, you just leave it like that. We are going to work the cross double crochet stitch. So you leave the next stitch and move to the second stitch and make your double crochet, and then you go back to that stitch and make your double crochet. You leave this one, work a double crochet, yarn over and go back into the stitch and make a double crochet. And you continue working like this all around. And if you still have this little tail here, you can use your needle to join. Here, this is the first stitch. You would like to secure this one first here before we continue. Like that, and then with so you continue making your cross double crochet stitch until the end of the row. So if we are doing it right, we should have no stitches left, okay? Then you will join on top of the chain 3 and chain 1. So the chain 1 here will not be your stitch, so you are going to make a single crochet right into that stitch, and into the next space here we are going to work the acorn stitch. So with extended double crochet, okay, you yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, release 1, yarn over, release 2, and we are going to do that 3 times. Release 1, release 2, release 1, release 2, that's 3. So you'll have 4 loops and you close, and into the next stitch here single crochet, and into the very next stitch again you can insert your hook here on in or in the space between the cross double crochet. It works perfectly on both spaces. Okay, so you are going to repeat this all around. 1 single crochet and 1 acorn stitch like this, then you have 1 single crochet and then 1 acorn stitch, so you'll have 3 extended double crochet. Release 1, release 2, and then close and single crochet, and that is how you continue working this round until you are here. So I'll show you when we meet at the end. So after you made your last acorn stitch here, you don't need to make your single crochet here anymore because we already started with a single crochet. So just join into that with a slip stitch and it will work perfect, just like that. And then you will need to repeat what we did here. After this you will repeat these 2 rows again and again until you get to the desired length, okay, for these details here. Or you can take the overall measurement of your dress and see if it is the measurement that you get. Okay, so you can have these cute details at the bottom of your dress, and you can have 3, 4, 5 or any length of this. It will look really nice. And when you get to the length that you need, after you made your stitch, your acorn stitch like this, work 1 single crochet into each stitch for just 1 row to make this bottom even. Okay, because when you look like this it looks not even, right? So when you work 1 single crochet into each stitch on your last row, it will look really nice. And if you like to make a cardigan which have the same details like this one, I have a video for that. I'll leave a link in the description box for you. Okay, and if you like you can watch that. So I'll chain 3 again, and this is the stitch. So I'll make my double crochet into that. So this is the next stitch. I'll work my, so it's basically after your first acorn stitch here, you make your double crochet, and then you return, you make it before the acorn stitch like that. So when you work 2 or more rounds, you will start to see like this acorn stitch sits in this cross stitch here in the between of this double crochet, and it looks really cute. Okay, so you continue working this until you get to the length that you like, and then you can make the single crochet row, cut your yarn and secure, okay, using your needle. So if you like my video or if you like my dress, you can give the video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this. Thank you so much.